You are watching the third part of a 6-part series of interviews with journalist and author Eamonn Fingleton. What other than trade should the United States be looking toward to save itself economically? There are obviously a lot of problems, and we've highlighted trade as being the most important and pervasive. But what else does the United States need to look to change?
Well, at the age of 60, I look at things like family values. I suppose that people of the older generation always think that the younger generation is falling apart, and that's a traditional part of life. But it seems to me that it really is true that with the family unit breaking down, that's quite a serious problem. People in the West tend to think that this is inevitable, but it's not inevitable, because in East Asia it is not happening at all. Marriage is rock solid in Japan, China, Korea. Quite low divorce rates, very, very few children brought up without two parents. So that there is a problem with, I think, family values. By extension, a problem with education. Education, it seems to me, was much more solid 30 years ago in the United States than it is today. Other countries have not let their educational standards slip. The United States, therefore, is facing a big problem competitively just on education alone. So there are many other problems, but I think the one that has to be addressed immediately is the economic one, the trade one.
Okay. Previously, we touched on family values and the need for strong family values, a core fundamental in the United States. How does this help economic development and sustainability?
Well, obviously, family values are their own reward, but economically, the issue is education. If people come from broken homes, from really troubled homes, then how are they going to perform at school? How are they going to get into university? That's the issue. If you don't have an educated workforce, you will not have the ability to do sophisticated economic activity, particularly advanced manufacturing. In advanced manufacturing, you have very large capital processes, capital equipment. You have to, in essence, machines, vast machinery, producing stuff in a semi-automatic way. The investment per worker may be as much as $1 million per worker. If you don't have educated workers dealing with those machines, then you're going to have problems. A nation that doesn't have an educated workforce is not a nation that can do advanced manufacturing.
Now, there have been sort of global surveys regarding education where the United States ranks in the mid-20s out of 30 candidates in math, science, language. And ahead of us rank China, Japan, almost every member of the European Union. This is a major problem for the United States. Not only is our economic competition beating us today, but they're producing students which will just be far better than their American counterparts tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that this applies across the board economically, but maybe most dramatically in advanced manufacturing. And only 1 or 2 countries now are doing advanced manufacturing, Germany and Japan. And if you look at those countries, you're looking at countries with pretty solid education.
Top 10 education systems.
Okay. Particularly Japan. Korea's coming up. Taiwan's coming up. China eventually, 30 years from now, will be there. And all these countries have their eyes firmly fixed on not only education but on the family. The family in these countries is rock solid.
Please tune in throughout the week for more from Eamonn Fingleton and other related news.
Wake up, America! Open up your eyes! Wake up, America! Wake up!